Good morning, everyone. It's 5:30 a.m. It's just starting to get bright outside. I've just gotten Mr. BB's lunch ready for him. On my husband's early days, I tend to get up with him just to kind of be nice, but also because even though I hate mornings, it means that I can start my day. So when I have a really busy day ahead of me, I tend to get up with him. So I'm just gonna make his lunch for him. I'm just making a smoothie. He likes to have a shake kind of for breakfast, and he does have oatmeal at his office that he can eat at his desk when he gets hungry. And then his lunch, I'm making him some sandwiches. He likes the St. Ives kind of fake meat stuff. It's not really my favorite thing. I usually give him leftovers from the night before, but we didn't have any from last night's dinner. So I'm just gonna make those up and send him on his way. So I'm just gonna let the doggies out. Oh, there's a raccoon. Here he goes. Want your breakfast, babies? Okay, let's get you some breakfast. Yeah, let's get you some breakfast. So the sun is just coming up. I don't know if I could do 5:30 in the morning in the winter, because it would still be dark for like another 2 hours. I'm still not a morning person. So it's a little dark, but there's Honey Bun, and Sebastian's on the other side. He's the newest addition to our fur family, and we adopted him last week from a humane society, and he'll hopefully be a good friend for Honey. We had our first bonding session yesterday and it went pretty well, so we'll do that again today. So cute. Look at all of that pretty color. It is nice seeing the sunrise. So I'm gonna let the puppies in. Come on, pups. I'm sorry I haven't filmed in a while. A lot's kind of been happening around here. I just really haven't had the chance or kind of the motivation. I needed a bit of a break from both of my channels, and yeah, so I don't know why I just woke up today and thought I'm gonna do a day in the life vlog. And not that my life is very exciting, but why not? Come on, Carrie, hurry up. I need coffee today. And here comes the sun. All right, so it's 6:30 right now, and I've got my coffee, and my brain really isn't awake yet. So this is kind of the time of the morning where I will just pop on to my laptop, kind of go through YouTube comments, filter through emails. I've got some things I need to do for the rescue I volunteer with, because I do manage a lot of their social media, so I make up like posters and things like that. So there's a few I needed to get done for this week, and I should write a few blog posts because I've been really bad at keeping up with the blogs. Just been really busy. Same with my YouTube channels. Oh, so I don't know if any of you subscribe to all of my other channels. Budget Bunny was my main one, and then I had introduced a few different pet ones last year. And what actually happened was I can't keep up with it all. I loved having different channels based on different animals. That was originally why I split them up, was so that each channel would focus on that type of animal. But what ended up happening was I just don't have time. Sometimes I don't have content, especially with the cats. I love my cats. Charlie. You hear Beaker? Beaker's awake now. This is Beaker's morning wake-up call. So if you're not awake by 6:30, you will be. Hi. So anyways, yeah, especially with, animals like the cats. I love my cats. But my cats do sleep 16 hours a day. There's only so many cat-themed videos that I can come up with. And it's not only that, but just the time to do it all. I don't always have time to even think about what I want to film or edit. So, you know, I was having like 3 and 4 weeks in between videos, and so nothing's really growing because I just didn't have time to dedicate to it. I also hated that because I had so far in between videos, sometimes I wasn't seeing comments until 2 or 3 weeks later, and I like to try and keep up with comments. Sometimes it's hard on my older videos, but especially when I upload a new one, I'll check it for a few days to try and respond to everybody. So this way now I see the comments and I feel like there's not really going to be gaps in my channel because there's always something I can film and share. And I'm also hoping to film a few videos today, so I've got to plan those out as well. But I'm going to start with getting all my social media stuff caught up. Got to do my posts for Facebook and Instagram and all that fun stuff. And yeah. Alright, so it is 20 after 8 now. I spent an hour replying to comments just on my YouTube. It can get really time consuming. Social media is very time consuming. So that's all I really had time for, and then I hopped in the shower and did some tidying up. Now I'm going to head back downstairs. I can hear the dogs have kind of woken up now, and make another coffee and some breakfast, and yeah, get on with the rest of the day. Alright, so next on the list is feeding veggies to the small furries. And what I'm actually going to do is feed Ollie and Willow and the piggies in their cages right now. And then I'm actually going to bring up some blankets and stuff because I'm working on bonding Sebastian and Honey together. Today's going to be our second session, and I'm going to set that up in the kitchen. And what I'm also doing is setting up my sewing machine in the kitchen. Sorry, a truck's just going by. Yesterday's bonding session went really well with Honey and Sebastian. We started in the tub, but there was absolutely no aggression. They're both kind of cuddling and just hanging out together, so I figured that I could try a kind of semi-neutral space next. So I'm going to give them the area near our fridge. Well, I'll show you. So I'm going to give them this area right here. So it's not, you don't want to give them too much space because you do want them to interact. But because the tub went so well, I figured we could try giving them a little larger area. So I do need to be present for this because we're doing a longer session, and because it's still early stages, you definitely want to make sure that you're keeping an eye on them in case there are any fights. I don't think there will be. That's why I thought I'd bring my work down to the kitchen table so that this way I can watch them. And I will also show you guys. Dun, dun, dun. Hi, Sebastian. Alright, so it's going to be dark for the first minute because what we are currently doing is finishing our basement. We spend most of the time in our basement. Focus. So we do spend most of our time in the basement, which is why we're finishing it. But because they're currently working on the electrical, I only have lights right in the laundry room area. And as you can see, I don't even really need lights here. Hi, babies! And you can see how nice and bright the pet room is. Hi! This is why. Oh, you're such a flirt. Hold on. Here. Here. There you go. Hi, babies. Good morning. Good morning, babies. But this is why I picked this particular room in the house because like right now we're obviously not watching TV and stuff down here because we're finishing the basement, but it'll be really exciting when it's all done. We hope to have it all done by June so that way we can enjoy being down here just as much as these guys do. Hi! But I had done a video on how we built the pens. Oh my gosh, you guys must have been in heaven. Are your tummies feeling okay? I can't believe I did that. I left the bag of rabbit pellets, a brand new bag, in here last night. How did I do that? Oh, for goodness sakes. No wonder you don't want veggies. Oh my gosh. Okay, so thankfully that wasn't quite as big of a mess as I thought it was going to be. It looks like they tipped over the bag, but more than half of the pellets were still in the bag. And I cleaned up almost all of the rest. I can't really shop vac it up because I don't want to waste the pellets. So there are still some on the floor. And what I'll do is just skip feeding them pellets today. Oh, that was a real blonde moment of me. Okay. Thankfully the bag wasn't chewed or anything at all, so I don't have to worry about plastic or anything. So clearly I've not cleaned the boys out yet for the morning. Usually what I do is I let them eat their veggies first because they'll poop a lot after. So they'll have their veggies, I'll come back down in about half an hour, then I'll vacuum them out, and then I'll vacuum them out right before bedtime. So it's every 12 hours usually that I'm cleaning these guys out. And normally I would do the same with these guys, but I can't at the minute because they've got pellets everywhere, so I'll have to maybe sweep those up and put them somewhere. So yeah, so the pets don't spend all day in here. They get lots of free range floor time, but because everything's a little wonky right now, because since Rocky passed, we did adopt a new rabbit, Sebastian, from the Toronto Humane Society, and we're working on bonding him and Honey. So that's why they are upstairs taking up the family room. And normally what I did was I would set up a massive pen down in this area right here so that one pair could run in and out of their pen all day long and play down here. Sorry, I've just got all my laundry hanging. And then the other pair would be upstairs in the family room, and I would swap them in and out so that everyone got to hang out upstairs and everything daily. And but right now it's kind of a bit of a mess because we're working on finishing the entire basement. The rabbits can't be out because there's exposed insulation and stuff right now. And we do hope to be finished all this by June, so that life can kind of return back to normal. But it's hard finding the space to give everyone floor time at the minute until Honey and Sebastian are bonded, because they're taking up my other floor time area. So my hope is to get those guys bonded as soon as possible, which is why we're working on bonding today, so that they can move back in to, well, not back in, but they can move into their pen down here. And then what I can do is start setting up floor time in the family room again and just switching so that each pair gets about 6 hours of floor time, which is still a lot of floor time. Yeah, so these pens in here are 32 square feet. The minimum for 2 rabbits is 24, and then plus at least 3 hours of floor time. So these guys are in a 32 square foot pen, and then they're still gonna get about 6-ish hours of floor time. When the basement is all completed, then they will all go back to their like 12 to 14 hours of floor time. So it'll be all good when it's done. It's just a process, and it can be a frustrating process because of course you want it finished. And I hate it personally right now because I feel like I'm so, like, I spend a lot of time down here right now just because I feel disconnected from my pets, and I hate that. The reason that we put them down here is because we actually spend the most time in our basement. That will be, sorry, I have no lights to put on for you, but that will be our kind of rec room area back in there. And so we spend every night eating our dinner and watching TV down here. And it's kind of been weird actually, because we don't spend a lot of time on the main floor to hang out there right now. And this door will not exist either. There we go. So once the basement's finished, this door won't exist either, because I do hate feeling like any area of my house is closed off. But we've obviously left it on until we're finished, because we don't want other pets like our cats hanging around and going downstairs when you've got things like insulation in the walls that needs to be sealed up. Hi, buddy. Hi. And I totally forgot to get everything for your bonding. I did. I forgot to get some blankies and toys. So yeah, this is what I'm talking about right now. My family room is taken over by pens, but it's all just a process and we'll get through it. Everybody's got more than their minimum space in the meantime, and we can only do what we can do, right, buddy? Right? Yeah. You're so cute. You're so cute. Honey, leave him alone. Leave him. Okay, so, oh my lord, we need a new blender. Our blender just exploded. I was making a smoothie for breakfast. Oh, that's ridiculous. Of course, my dogs are going nuts. It's just fruit and water and a little bit of almond milk, so it's not gonna hurt them, but I'm just covered. All right, everyone, I'm feeling a little more like myself now. What a day. So basically, so far today, I have gotten all my pet chores done. I cleaned up that disaster. Oh my god, I can't believe the blender exploded on me like that. There's it had the option to drain directly from the blender, so there was like this little tab that you could lock or unlock to drain it. I've never used that part of it, but I don't know what happened. It was blending and all of a sudden the cap came flying off. I still haven't been able to find it. The nozzle piece looks like it's broken right off. And there was just fruit smoothie everywhere. So of course the dogs were having a heyday. As you saw, I was completely covered in it, so I had to clean that up. Been sewing for a few hours. I still have some social media stuff to post and catch up on for the day, but right now what I am doing is just sitting in my room and I am just making some notes for a couple of videos I wanted to film this afternoon, and then I'll be going back to sewing. But like I said, I've kind of had a break from my channels for a bit, and I really need to kind of plan out a few videos and do a few update things and stuff like that. So that's what I'm doing right now, and then I'm going to film a couple videos, and yeah, either I will be walking the dogs next or I will be doing more sewing next. That is really dependent on my husband. The one nice thing about having him work an early shift is he's usually home around 4:35, so on nice days, which it's absolutely gorgeous outside right now, he usually comes down to the waterfront with me and we'll play with the dogs and bring the chucket and everything, but it'll depend on what he's kind of got planned for later. So if that's the case, I'll hold off on our dog walk until he gets home. and if not, I'll be walking them next. So I am having one of those days where no matter what I do, it feels like I've gotten nothing done. And it feels like every time I clean up one mess, there's 3 more messes to take care of. So I did get some sewing done. I got a cage liner finished. I needed to, and I'm working on a really large order right now. I'm piecing all of that together, so I did some of that today. I did a little bit of tidying, but I still need to vacuum the main floor and the upstairs if I get time. I cleaned the kitchen twice because of the blender incident, and also because I had dishes to unload from the dishwasher and dishes to wash. Some of the pots and stuff, I don't put them in the dishwasher, I hand wash them. Then I got all set up to film a few videos, and my stupid camera battery died. Both of them died, and like 10 minutes into the first video, so I had to plug those in for a few hours. So I only got one video done that I wanted to today, which really sucked because oh, my hand's getting sore. Again, I apologize for the back walls. I'm only halfway done painting. But yeah, it just really sucked because I work at home and I am at home, so I don't tend to, go out of my way to look pretty to kind of doll myself up unless I'm doing a video or my husband and I are going out somewhere. And, so I put on all this makeup and, so I just kind of wasted all this time getting prepped for this video, all these videos I was going to shoot today that didn't happen. And then, trying to set up the tripod and get angles right and all that kind of crumb stuff. I'm just not impressed. So, Duncan should be home pretty soon, and hopefully he will still want to go walking with the dogs and I, and if not, I'm going without him because it is so nice out today. Like, look how nice it is. What a beautiful way to end the day, with a rainbow.